All right, good morning. Today we are talking about prospecting, and my name is Cody, Anchor Real Estate Advisors. And one of the hardest parts about hopping into the real estate market, being a real estate agent, is how do you find clients? How do you find the buyers? How do you find the sellers? How do you end up getting an investor to agree to work with you to purchase and to sell the properties that they end up flipping or rehabbing? So we're going to cover a lot of that today. Now, all the stuff that we're going to cover today is 100% completely free. Now, there's going to be one thing that we're going to talk about today that could cost a little bit of money, but it's all minimal, and most of these ideas that we're going to cover today is free. So, there is nothing free in life. And what I mean by that is there's always a cost. And so with prospecting, there are two ways that you can handle the prospecting. It can either cost you money or it can cost you time. And so with what we're talking about today, it's going to cost you time. But as you're beginning your real estate career, you are going to be able to have the time to invest in your business versus most real estate agents that come straight out of school. They don't really have the money to invest in their business right away. I know I didn't. When I came into real estate, I was teaching full time, got into real estate, and then I had my first closing from a close family friend, but then I immediately invested that back in my business. So most of you that are watching this, you don't have the funds to be able to invest. So that's why we're covering this today. We're gonna go over how to do it at the cost of time to you. Now, we know that eventually your time is going to cost more than the money that you're going to have to spend for prospecting, because as you grow into your business, then your time is definitely going to be more valuable because you're going to be out showing, you're going to be out selling houses, you're going to be out meeting people. And so there comes a point in your business where you'll have to shift and you'll have to evaluate which is more important to you. Which do you want to protect more, your time or your money? And so that'll be a later video. I want to shift your perspective just for a moment. When you are prospecting, you are sowing into your business. You are investing. You are choosing to invest into your business. Now, you may have that perspective thought right now, well, I'm not investing in my business. How? You are investing your time, which still is worth something. So if you are not investing into your business, then how do we expect our business to grow? And that's the huge pivotal perspective shift, that if you're not doing it, that's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. But if you are doing it, are you investing enough into the business, into your business, to be able to see a return on your investment? A lot of agents, what will happen is they'll sit there and they'll hear a podcast, or they'll watch a YouTube video, or they'll get motivated to go and they've read something, and then they'll do great for a week or a month, and then all of a sudden they stop. And then they get frustrated and say, well, it's not working, so I'm just going to give up on real estate. And the reality is you're not investing into your business enough, because if you do, you will see a return on your investment. I want you to think of this too. A farmer. Do you think that a farmer, when he goes out and he buys a piece of raw land to expand his farm or to start a farm, do you think that he's just going to go out into the field and corn and soybeans and carrots are going to pop up? No. Real estate's no different. You have to envision yourself, and this is part of that perspective. You have to envision yourself that it's no different than you have a blank field. Now, the farmer has to go out and he has to sweat and he has to toil. He gets up early and goes to bed late. But he knows that if he puts in the work and if he sows the seeds, that there will be a harvest in a few months. And it's no different. So could you imagine if the farmer put all that work into the beginning, a week or a month into it, and then all of a sudden he just stops and just expects a harvest to come? Now, there will be some for the work that he did put in, but the reality is the harvest could be much bigger if he would have put more time into the business. So you have to continue to put time into prospecting, and we're going to talk about that today. You need to commit a minimum of 90 minutes a day to prospecting. And you may be thinking, Cody, one, I don't have the time. Two, that's great, I don't know really what to do. Or three, nah, I don't have a desire to do that. Well, if you're at three, then you can just stop watching this video. But if you're at the other two, we're going to cover that. You have to commit. The farmer has to commit to working in the field, just like you have to commit to working into your database. Your database, your sphere of influence is your field in relation to the story. And so if you are not spending time in your field, and not the real estate field, in your field, if you're not spending time and going in and tilling the ground and sowing seeds and telling people about your business, well, they're going to go to the farmer up the road that already has crops that have popped up because they have been doing the work. So trust that made sense. Let me share something that I wrote down. You have to do what other people aren't willing to do to achieve the results that other people aren't achieving. Prospecting is not easy. Farming is not easy. It's difficult. It's tedious. You're going to hear no's. You're going to receive some negative criticism. You're going to be rejected. Just like the farmer, it's going to rain one day and you're not going to be able to work in the field. You're going to get behind. But if you don't put in the work, then you're not going to get the results because everyone else is doing the same thing. So if you will continue to prospect and to do these things that we're about to cover, you are doing what other people aren't willing to do. So you're going to achieve the results that other people aren't achieving. Now, if you may not be, your business model or your business goal may not be to sell 30, 40, 50, 100 houses. You may be in a spot where you just want to be a blessing to your spouse, where you just say, I don't want to alleviate some of that. You may be in a spot where you want to retire your spouse. Great. But wherever you're at, it's going to determine the size of field that you're working in. I have a garden outside in my backyard. That garden is overgrown, and because I have not been spending time in the garden. But that's in the natural. It's the same thing of what's going on in our business. If you don't spend time in it, the weeds are going to come up and kill all the crops that could have been there and could have had the potential to come up. You have to tell people about your business, or no one will know about your business. Prospecting 101. You have to tell people about your business. I was researching last night before we were going to have this video, and the number one thing that just kept popping up on all of these different prospecting ideas and tips for new agents is new agents don't want to hear the word no. They don't want to be rejected. They don't want to have to go through, well, no, we're not looking, or no, we're using somebody else. You've got to shake that. Now, and to be transparent, it took me a long time to be able to work through that and to be able to hear the word no, but you'll get there. And so if that's part of your challenge right now, that you're like, well, I don't want to be a bother. I don't want to be a burden to people. I don't want to be annoying. I've been there. I've had all those thoughts. But the way that I had to change my perspective was by telling myself, if I don't tell them about my business, then they could get an agent that has no idea what they're doing. They have a terrible experience, a potential legal situation if they don't have a solid agent helping them. And then when I get to them, then they're going to have all of this baggage and these expectations that I'm going to fail them like a previous agent. So why don't I just tell them, hey, listen, I'm going to take care of you. I know 5 to 10 other agents, and probably your sister's brother's daughter is a real estate agent or whoever. Everyone knows a real estate agent. But if you don't tell them, they have no idea to be able to give you the business. And so you're robbing yourself. You're robbing yourself of business if you're not telling people about your business. And that falls directly back to you. And so the things that we're going to talk about is consistency. You have to be consistent with everything that you do. If you're not consistent, people are watching. People are looking for you to either rise and succeed or to fail miserably. And so, and I hate to even say that, but I've seen that in my business where people in the beginning, when I transitioned from teaching to real estate, I felt like they were watching me to fail and then go back to teaching. But the reality is 5 years later, now a lot of my sphere that were watching me kind of in the bleachers are now rooting and cheering us on. And so you've got to be consistent with your prospecting. That's why I said you need to commit 90 minutes a day. Now, if you're not there at 90 minutes, it's kind of like working out in the gym. If you have not been in the gym in a long time, guess what? 90 minutes is going to seem like a very long time. So maybe you start with 30 minutes, maybe, and then you work your way up. But you have to be consistent every day. Build out your schedule to include prospecting into that. All right, so we're going to hop straight in to the 17 ideas, mostly free. Only one cost money. The first one, this is where you want to start taking notes. The first one is social media posts. Social media posts. You have to be posting on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, LinkedIn, wherever else that you could be posting. You have to be consistent with posting. Now, I will be transparent and tell you, I am very efficient and good at posting on Facebook. Instagram, my wife has to help me with that. So she is posting all of our content on Instagram. And I have just started implementing LinkedIn and posting the same thing that I post on Facebook onto my LinkedIn profile, because I've built out my LinkedIn profile so that a lot of those are real estate professionals. I may not pull business from there, but we're at least being able to broadcast. Because how many of you know that if you go out and interview with somebody, or if they're looking you up online, you popped up on a Facebook or a referral, someone referred you in a message on Facebook, how many of you know that they're going to do the research? They're going to look you up. They're going to immediately type in Stephanie Furness, and then they're going to go to all of your different social media and all the hits, and then they're going to check, who is Stephanie Furness? I've never heard of her. But then they're going to look. And if you have a solid platform built, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, Twitter's kind of on the way out, but Facebook and Instagram minimally, you need to focus on those two. Now, one of the cool things about Instagram, and then we're going to come back to what you should be posting. One of the cool things about Instagram is now owned by Facebook. So you can actually link your Instagram to your Facebook, and you could post on Instagram and it goes directly to your Facebook. So it's a one post situation. Or you can go ahead and post on Facebook, copy that, paste it into Instagram, and do it that way. I will tell you, my wife has been doing that with her personal profile, and it appears when she links it from Instagram to Facebook, the traffic and the amount of views and the actual interactions with with the people on her friends list does go down. So I would tell you to do that for a week to test it out and to verify the reactions on it, because I know that the algorithms in Facebook and Instagram, they're always changing. But you could do that. So if you're getting started, you may want to do that. If you haven't been posting consistently on Facebook and Instagram, do that. Make your life easy. It doesn't have to be difficult, and try that. The idea is just to be consistent with posting. Now, a lot of the MLMs or multi-level marketing companies teach this. You need to be posting 3 times a day. And a lot of you have heard me tell you this. But the reality is some of you are like 3 times a day. I'm not that interesting. I just, I'm just hanging out at the house or picking up toys or, whatever. But you need to be posting 3 times a day. And 2 of those are your personal posts. 2 of those are hey, I'm going for a morning walk with my puppy. And then, this is what I had for breakfast. And then your lunchtime post is maybe business related. Hey, check out this new listing that just hit in Dahlonega, or check out the house that I showed yesterday. And then your third post could be something about dinner or a nighttime activity. Now, you don't have to follow and post your business post right in the middle. You can change that up, but it's good to post personal mixed in with your business. The reason you want to do this, the reason that the personal is mixed with the business, is because as they comment on your personal stuff, then you're going to continue to show up in their news feed. So now your business post is going to come into their news feed slowly, because Facebook's algorithm says, oh, well, Cody and Kim, they've been commenting a lot and liking a lot of their stuff. Well, now they need to see each other's posts. So now you're automatically going to start showing up into somebody else's news feed, which is free marketing. And then if you did something really well and you get a share out of that person, now they've shared it to their sphere. Now we're talking quite a lot of ROI for just posting on your Facebook. And that goes back to telling people about your business. If you're not telling people that you're in real estate, you are not setting the example that you are the go-to agent on their Facebook profile. Somebody else is doing a better job at it, and someone else is going to get the business, and someone else is going to get the referral. So it sounds harsh, it sounds difficult, or it sounds like I'm trying to be difficult. I'm here to help you build your business. And so if you're not telling people, they can't even give you the referral. You might not earn their business, but they can't even give you the referral. The other thing with social media posting is make sure that you have a business page set up. The business page is very easy. It's completely free. And most of you in this room already have a business page set up. And so you can very easily see our business pages if you go to Facebook and type in Anchor Real Estate Advisors, and you can see a majority of our agents already have a business page set up. Now, the benefit of a business page is that, one, you can actually spend some money advertising the posts. So you can it's kind of like a virtual billboard where you can feed it out and force feed it out into your friends and their sphere network of influence. And you can spend a little bit of money. We're not going to cover that today. Alex, one of our agents here at Anchor, is actually going to do a video and teach us how to properly and effectively use Facebook to bring in leads. And that'll be another segment. So you want to make sure that you're using your business page, and then from your business page, share that from your business page to your personal page. That is going to draw traffic to your business page. Now, sometimes, again, with Facebook algorithms, there's some posts that I share straight from our business page that don't get the interactions or it might have been better if I would have just shared it as my personal page and copy and pasted it, but that's okay. So the point right now is just to be consistent with posting. Number 2, while we're talking about the business page, you can very easily do a small giveaway for page likes and shares. This directly reflects to your business page. So one thing that I've done in the past is typically I'll give away a honey baked ham for Thanksgiving. I've done a toy drive. Last year we did a back to school drive. All of these are ways that you're positively impacting your community, and you're building brand awareness and building exposure to your business. Now, this is one of those that may cost a little bit of money, but guess what? You can invest a little bit of money into your business, and the effects of that will be a ripple across the pond of your real estate career. And so the small giveaway could look like this. Hey, like, share, and comment on this post for an opportunity to win a $25 Starbucks gift card, or whatever you want to give away. You could give away a pedicure. You could give away whatever. Now, there are rules for RESPA that says that you have to be under $25 for giveaways. And you may have seen other companies or other real estate brokerages where they've given away a Yeti cooler. Not real sure how they're getting away with that. But you can do that. You have the ability to do that. You can do a giveaway. Everyone loves Starbucks or Dunkin' or whatever that you want to give away that you're willing to invest. And then you do like, share, and comment. And guess what? You're going to get all kinds of traction to your business page. You're paying for it, but you are also giving somebody something for them liking your page. Number 3, easy, free, monthly county market updates. You can very easily, or your market, wherever you want to be, your county updates. And we have one of our agents, Alex, who's done a phenomenal job. He does a monthly market update for the surrounding counties that he wants to showcase that he's the market expert in. And so we can go through that on a different video on how to do that, pull that report. It's super easy. It comes straight from our MLS. It takes about 5 minutes, and then it breaks, and then you'll have to create a post for it. But that's a free tool that you can use that will help grow your business, because now you're educating the public. And if you've been with me for any time, and I know, some of the agents that have been with Anchor since we started, they've heard this over and over and over again. We are not in the business of selling houses. We are in the business of educating the public. We advise them on how real estate works. We advise them on how to protect themselves and protect their earnest money and to make wise decisions when they're purchasing a home. We're not in it to make money. We're not in it to just get a sale and get that commission. We desire to have lifelong relationships and clients. My goal, and I've always said this, is I want to be able to have generational business. So when I'm helping clients that are getting up in age where they may want to downsize or what have you, buy a second home, I want to be able to get their children, and then their children, when they have children, to come and use Anchor, whether one of my children take over Anchor or what have you. But if you have that goal in mind to have generational business, you'll do it by doing this and be establishing yourself as the market expert. Number 4, going through your contacts and telling and asking for business. And I'm going to tell you just a tip that one of our agents, Jesse, did that really spiced things up. But this is as simple as going through your contacts on your phone or going through your Facebook Messenger, depending on where you have more friends at, and just telling them, checking in on them. Say, hey, Alex, how's everything going with the corona and the pandemic? It's crazy times we're living in right now. Also, just wanted to let you know that I'm actively looking for buying or for buyers and for sellers. Right now I've got a couple of buyers that don't have a house. Do you happen to know anybody that has this type of house? And honestly, you could even frame it, if you did a little bit of research, and frame it and say, frame it around the house that they have, and say, probably could maybe your house would be a fit. And then you're having a conversation, you're asking for business, but it's not a hard ask. It's a soft ask. It's, hey, I'm just checking in on you. By the way, I'm looking for this, right? Now, let me tell you what Jesse did. Jesse actually recorded a personalized video for every person that he had on his friends list. It was 15 to 30 seconds long. And what he did with the script that I just did, that's what he recorded. And he sent that out to people. And he had a great return on that investment. Why is a video better than pictures or better than a text? Well, obviously, they get to see your face. They get to hear your heart. They get to hear your passion. That's the huge difference, is they can see and feel your passion in a video versus just reading it. And so very simple, very free, does cost time, but you will get a return on that. Number 5, post your new listings and your giveaways in yard sale sites. Now, if you're not a part of yard sale sites or groups on Facebook, just search Lumpkin County online yard sale. There's a few groups right now on Facebook where you can go on and you can actually join homes for sale, and you could post your listings in there. I actually had a couple of times now, I've posted a listing that I had and pulled a buyer, unrepresented buyer, out of one of the yard sale sites. And so there's money everywhere, there's potential everywhere, but you could post your giveaways in there. Now, some, I will tell you, I've been kicked out of yard sale sites. And so you may need to read the rules so you don't risk getting kicked out, because some yard sale sites don't allow realtors to post their stuff in there. And so, I look for the no rules yard sale site, and just be aware of that, because like I said, I've been kicked out. Number 6, super easy. This is one of the things that I've adopted a year and a half ago, and my goodness, has it brought dividends. Super simple. Are you ready? Wishing all of your friends on Facebook happy birthday. You're like, Cody, how is this even a tip? I am telling you right now that you are no longer, if you had this appearance or had this outlook from somebody, perspective from somebody else that says, well, Cody's just out to make money off of me. I am showing that I care about somebody. I'm going the extra effort, the extra mile. The reality is it takes me 30 seconds to wish everybody happy birthday on my friends list. And I have 3,000 people. So if I can do it, then you can do it, no matter how many friends that you have. And so I comment on their Facebook. Somebody told me the other day that I do Facebook posts and I comment on their story. So now anybody that watches stories on Facebook now see a post on their story. So now you're getting more exposure there. And then if they're previous clients, or if I have their text message or their number, I send them a private text message and just say, hey, happy birthday. Now, if you really want to ramp this one up, you can download an app called a Funtopia or Photofunia, something like that, where you can actually, they have pre-built out templates where you could put their picture of somebody and it says happy birthday. Now, that does cost a little bit more time, but if you had it, just be consistent with it. I have also seen other people where they've done a generic video of a lender has done this in Cumming, where he just does a generic video in front of a green screen, just dancing around singing happy birthday. So whatever you want to do, spice it up, make it your own, but start wishing people happy birthday and happy anniversary. Number 7, another super simple. Comment on your friends' posts. Drop a comment, a single sentence, or whatever you want to do, or an emoji. Not liking it and loving it, that's not the same as commenting. Again, the goal is for us to trick the Facebook algorithm, or to update the Facebook algorithm, to get them to show up in our newsfeed and for us to show up in their newsfeed. So if you see someone says a happy anniversary, or if you see somebody that has just celebrated something, or you see something cool, just drop a comment. How cool. Happy anniversary. It doesn't take long, and you're commenting, you're investing into that relationship and into their lives. And that's what makes the real difference from somebody that's just out to make money off of real estate clients versus someone that wants to build a long-term relationship. So comment. Number 8, add 1 to 3 mutual friends a day. Now, I know I've had conversations with some of you that says, well, I really, I'm using my Facebook as personal, and I post my kids on there. Great. They want to see that. They want to learn about you. They want to get to know you. They don't want to just go out and purchase a house and not know who they're looking at the house with. So, okay, I understand that, but add them, especially mutual friends, because now you have the ability to build out your database. You have the ability to build out people that will come in and support you, and then eventually share and send you referrals. But they can't do that if your friends list is small. Now, Facebook makes it so easy for you because you're able to have that suggested friends bar typically right underneath your status. Go through and add 1 to 3 people a day. Now, I will tell you, do not go ahead and blast them with, hey, I'm in real estate. Thanks for the ad. Let me know if you need anything. Don't do that. That's cheesy and tacky. I had a real estate agent do that moved into the state, and clearly she didn't even do her research. So, don't do that. Start commenting, start liking. You can say thank you for the ad, or great meeting you, or so glad we got connected on Facebook. That would be great, because then again, you're able to show up in their newsfeed. But don't come right out of the chute and just ask for business. That's like trying to drive a race car and not even let it get warmed up. It's not going to function the way that it should. So warm up that relationship. 1 to 3 mutual friends. And if you're out in public and you've met somebody, you gave them your business card or you sent them your digital business card, add them on Facebook. Just do it. Don't even get over the fear. If they don't accept it, they don't accept it. That's their loss. But add 1 to 3 people a day. Number 9, use our sync site for lead gen and lead capture. If you're not already on the sync site, if I don't have an account, just send me a message after this video. But you can use that. I was looking through last night, and Deborah had someone that registered through her custom URL. And I texted Deborah, and she's like, oh, that's my daughter-in-law. But you have the ability to bring in business. And then when you use your personalized link, now when they click on that link, they're going to come over to our sync site, which has our MLS, IDX, they're linked. So now they can search on your site instead of going to Zillow. And then Sync sets up an auto search for you and sends them properties every day. So now that's a touch. You're staying in touch with them, staying on top of them, staying in front of mind, which is, at the end of the day, everything that matters is staying top of mind. So if you're not using your sync site, or if I don't have one created for you, shoot me a message. I'll get that created, and I'll walk you through how to pull your URL off of that. Number 10, this is something that I've thought about doing. I just haven't had time to do it. Hold an in-person or digital on Zoom and a home buying seminar. Hold a home buying seminar. And so I've seen, there's an agent that I've watched that's on my Facebook profile that has been doing home buying seminars, and she gets lenders to partner with her to really advertise and blast out that she's holding a home buying seminar. Now you're filling your pipeline. If you get a really good lender that's able to help you with maybe qualifying someone with lower credit or helping them boost their credit, guess what? Now you've created a partnership. Now that lender, if they get an unrepresented buyer, who are they going to send that lead to? You. So you can do that. And we can talk about what it looks like. There's plenty. If you were to Google home buying seminar, there's all kinds of resources out there. You don't have to recreate the wheel. But the idea would be you're advertising a service. You are teaching the general public about how the home buying process works. And then you can reap the benefits of it. Because guess what? I'm not using anybody else but Cody, because they taught me how to buy a house. They held my hand. I'm buying a house, and everyone else that buys a house, they're going to use Cody. Simple, free, and find a lender that you're comfortable with using and get them to co-market with you. 11, volunteer at your child's event, school, church, park, and rec. And I know Stephanie, during the season before the Rona, she actually purchased water bottles with her name, logo, and number on it, and gave those out to the whole soccer team, right? You can easily do that at your school. You don't have to go volunteer for the PTO. And if you don't have children, there's other ways you could do it. You could go volunteer for the football team. You could give out water bottles or towels for your cricket team. There's all kinds of things that you can do. Now, will it cost a little bit of money? Absolutely. But there's nothing better than seeing somebody in the community that is rocking your stuff with your name and number on it. And so, you can volunteer. Go to the PTO meetings. If your child's teacher needs help in school, be a volunteer, be a parent mentor, be a mentor in school. And you have that ability to be in there. Now the teachers are seeing you. Now the teachers are hearing about you, and teachers are one of the best and easiest people to qualify because they're guaranteed income, even through a pandemic. So that's a great pool that you could tap into. We're almost done. We've got a couple more. Number 12, this is one of my favorites. And I haven't done this because of time, but feature a local business. Feature a local business once a week in your community. If not, do once every 2 weeks. But go out, Stephanie, Paul Thomas Chocolates, go out and say, hey, can I get some footage and some content? And this is where you're using your gifts that you have. Stephanie is a photographer. She can go out and get incredible footage. And then now you're marketing someone else's business. What do you think that business is going to do for your business? Right? It's a no-brainer. The Fudge Factory, the Ore House, wherever, the 16 Degrees North, Connie's Ice Cream, that's just in Dahlonega. So wherever you want to focus on it, wherever you want to pull business from, wherever you want to be the market expert, go and feature a business. Now, if they don't want to allow you to market or to share about their business, move on, dust your feet and move on. But this is a great opportunity. And I've seen a lot of agents do that. And you can even create a Facebook group where you're adding people. And I've seen this too, where, things to do in North Georgia. And then you're posting ideas, you're posting restaurants, and you're posting cool places to check out, waterfalls to hike. And that's bringing people in as to show you that, or to represent you as the go-to expert. 13, sponsoring a community event. Do a jacket drive. Do a can drive. Host a back to school drive for teachers. Doesn't have to cost you money. You can go ask businesses, hey, Fudge Factory, would you like to sponsor a jacket drive? Will you donate $250? A can drive for Thanksgiving or for Christmas, or whatever you want to do, whatever moves you. I know Cindy has the Feral Cat program. Do you want to donate to this? Do you want to raise money for this? You can do that. You're helping another business, and you're also able to come in contact with these businesses and tell them that you are a real estate agent. 14, one of my favorites. If you're not doing this, you need to start doing it immediately. I know a lot of you want to have the business card, and I get that, and I wanted my business card. But you need to create a digital business card. And that's as simple as going into your contacts, creating your contact of yourself. You need to put a picture of yourself in there. Put in your first name, Realtor Cody, last name Chembars, business name Anchor Real Estate Advisors, or whatever you want to do. And then you fill out your information. You give them your name, your email, your phone number. I link it with your Facebook profile because Facebook pulls from your contacts, and it might be a suggested friend for you to add. Put your birthday in there. If you put your birthday in there and they have birthdays on their calendars, guess what? They're going to show up on you're going to show up on their calendar. And it's just a free, easy way. The reason that I suggest this over handing out business cards is the reality is I used to hand them out like Skittles. No one would call. They get lost. They fall between the seats. They get thrown into the bottom of the purse. But if you get the digital business card created, now what happens, it looks like this. Alex says, hey, Cody, do you have a business card? Oh, man, no, they're at the house or they're in the car. Let me get your number. I have a business. I have a digital one. I'll just send it over. You can go ahead and save it right away. What did I just do there? I just got their contact information. I just bypassed the do not call list. I now have the opportunity to reach out to them instead of them waiting to reach out to me with the reality of they're not going to reach out to us. So if you're not doing that, super free, you need to implement that immediately. And I could send you a template if you want to see what mine looks like. I know Tim has one. I know Jesse has one. And so, Tim's got a fancy one. He's got the realtor in there. I'm just trying to be like Tim. 15, two more, and then we're going to turn this over to Alex and Tim. Visit new listings in your area and promote them. I was talking with one of our agents the other day, and I said, she's like, well, I don't know how to get content. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know how to get content? How many houses are listed within a 5-mile radius from you? Go out and take pictures of the front of the house and say, which one do you like better? Which one? Which bathroom do you like better? Which kitchen how would you upgrade this kitchen? Which backyard do you prefer? The idea for your content, and I didn't say this on the Facebook post, you need to get them engaged. A like and a love is not enough. You want them to comment. So if you've seen, if you saw the post where we put on there, which floor mat are you? That thing blew up on a business page. So and then the French fries and the Snickers and the dessert, like, it blew up. Why? Because people want to share their thoughts and people want to comment on it. And then when they comment on it, you respond with a response to them to show you that you saw them and that you were aware that they took the time. You want them to comment. You want them to have interaction with you. Number 16, create a Zillow profile and ask for reviews. Now, I know some of you already have Zillow profiles. We have an Anchor Zillow profile that I have built out when I was an individual agent. And so what happens is we become a team on Zillow, and we already have 7 people on there. But as you continue to grow your business and close deals, it links to your personal profile, but then that personal profile is under the umbrella of Anchor. And now when someone comes to the Anchor profile, now they see all of the transactions that we've closed, and we're over 230 transactions closed on that profile. So now it builds validity for your business, because a lot of times new agents will come and, well, they're not going to trust me because I'm brand new. Don't lean on yourself. Don't put all the blame on yourself. You have a team behind you. You have somebody. We have sold 231 homes in the last 5 years. I mean, that's an average of over 40 homes a year. We're not just an average Joe that's selling, 5 houses a year. We are knocking down the inventory. So use Anchor as a selling point. You don't have to do it alone. Number 17, and this is really for Stephanie, because I know that she likes the for sale by owners. FSBO.com. FSBO.com, for sale by owner.com. You can go on there. They're actively advertising their property. They're putting their number out. That bypasses the do not call list. So now what you can do, Zillow also offers for sale by owners, and you can actually set up an alert. And I send every for sale by owner that hits Dahlonega to Stephanie. And so you can go on Zillow, or you can go on for sale by owner.com, and now you can have a conversation. Hear me. Do not come out of the chute, hey, my name is Stephanie, I want to list your house, I'll list it for X%. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Go out, have a conversation. Hey, my name is Cody. I'm a local agent here in Dahlonega. I've got quite a few buyers that are looking, and I really desire to be the market expert in this area. I saw that you have your home listed for sale by owner, and I have not personally been through your home. May I schedule an appointment to see your home, to preview it, to see if it matches or fits the criteria of buyers that I have that are currently looking? Sure. Okay. Didn't even ask for commission. Didn't ask to list it. We're not going in for the kill. We don't go for the jugular right away. We have to soften them up a little bit. We have to tire them out. We have to really, what the reality is, we have to soften their defenses. We have to soften their armor, because they've been berated. All of the big brokerages teach you to go out and get business from expireds and from for sale by owners. They're easy targets. So if you're coming in with your jaws open, ready to hop on the jugular, they're not even going to let you in the door. But if you go in, you make an impression, take notes, ask if you can snap some pictures, and then have a conversation with them. How is it going? How's the marketing going? Are you getting traction? And then now you can share facts about for sale by owners. Did you know that for sale by owners actually on average make less money selling it by themselves without having an agent represent them? No. Yeah, it's proven. There's statistics. It's actually right here, and you can have that. Or maybe what you do, this just hit me. Maybe what you do is you have a list of items that you give to your for sale by owners to say, hey, I wanted to just give this to you. This is just some tips and tricks on how to protect yourself and how to sell your home by yourself. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'd love to help you. And by the way, if you're purchasing a home after you sell this one, I do have a client loyalty program, and I actually am able to, my broker says I can reduce my commission down to 1% if you agree to sign a buyer brokerage with me. Really? You would list my house for 1% and you'd help me find a new house? Yes, absolutely. I'd be honored. Where do I sign? So it's not difficult, and we can work on some of those scripts. Now, how do you eat an elephant? You don't eat an elephant whole. You have to dissect piece by piece. And so I say that because we covered 17 different things on how to prospect. You're not going to be able to do all 17, just like you've heard me. I'm not able to do all 17, but start slowly. Find 1 or 2 or 3 of these things that we've covered today and start implementing them into your business and be consistent about it. If you time block your schedule for an hour to 90 minutes, you will have time for your business and you will have time to do all of these. Now, once you get really good and solid and it's kind of second nature for the 1, 2, or 3s that you're implementing into your business, add something else. Go in and look at adding more to your prospecting. Because going back to the farm analogy, you're not going to reap a harvest if you don't sow seed into the field. If you don't spend time in your field, you're going to lose the business and lose the harvest to somebody else. One last thing that I want to share with you, and you can write this one down. The fortune is in the follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up. If you've had a great interaction with somebody, maybe it was a for sale by owner, maybe it was somebody that responded to your message or your video message that you sent in, letting them know about real estate. If they don't hear from you in weeks or months, they're just going to think, well, she was just out to get my business and doesn't really care about me. One thing that I do, and if you have an iPhone, it's super simple. You can tell Siri to remind you to call somebody or to follow up on somebody on the date and the time. Typically, you should see my to-do list, my reminders in my app. I probably have 30 reminders where I have set up to remind me to reach out to somebody. If you have clients that are on the fence, that maybe are looking, but they're not really serious, I put a reminder every 10 to 14 days, and I send them a text, and then I go back in, update the reminder to follow up with them in 10 to 14 days. Super simple. It's free. You can do that in your CRM, but I use my phone this as a tool. It's not just something to watch YouTube and play Candy Crush on. I use it as a tool for my business. I don't know if anyone still plays Candy Crush. All right, last one. If you will do this, this will create a sustainable business of continued referrals. Proof in the pudding is with me. I've been doing this. Most of this list is exactly what I was doing. I thought about, and I did some research last night just to make sure I didn't miss anything. But most of this is what I do every single day. And so I just challenge you to start putting some of these into practice and watch what happens to your business, especially if you're consistent. All right, so I'm going to unmute everybody, or maybe you unmute yourself if you have a question. And I do want to give Tim and Alex an opportunity to share, and we're going to continue this recording. So Tim, do you want to go ahead and go first since you're at the beach and probably need to go get some sun?
It's been raining off and on all day, all morning, so it's kind of dreary outside, so it's good. Now's the perfect time to do it. A lot of the stuff that you mentioned, and I was in and out some, so I may have missed a few things, but a lot of stuff you mentioned is, of course, spot on, and I've used a lot of it to my, advantage. And
He froze.
Instead of details, I do 1, 2, and 3. Really, early on, I was struggling. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
You can't hear me? Okay, cool. Early on, it was, I was a little nervous. I didn't want to be told no, like Cody said. I didn't want to reach out to people. I didn't want to be annoying. I didn't want to bug my friends and family. And I saw the results, and the results from that, and I also was not consistent. So my results from that were I got my license in April, and I didn't have a sale until September. Now, is that bad or is that wrong? No. Does it take time to get started? Yes. But I just kind of dabbled, and I wasn't, and I wasn't consistent. And then I had a mindset change earlier this year, Cody, I guess. I think it was earlier this year. And I do pay for leads. So what I do is a little different than what we've been talking about today. But what I decided to do was I'm going to be on top of this. I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to go, as hard as I can. And this is my full-time job. I have no other options. And this is going to work. And I think I just had a mindset change. I just decided I'm going to make this work. And since pretty much January on, it's been just nonstop. So I think, whatever you do, whether if you are looking, the way I look at it is you're either going to pay in money or you're going to pay in time for prospecting. But the bottom line is that you are in the client acquisition business. We all like houses. We all like to show houses. We all like to, meet new people. We all like to sell houses, but your main goal every single day is to acquire new clients. Because if you're not acquiring new clients, then you're not selling houses. You're not doing this. So, however you do it, if it's social media, if it's, paying for leads, if it's community events, if it's any of that stuff, whatever you do, you're out there to acquire new clients, and people need to know what you're doing. Another thing that someone told me, I don't remember who it was, but they said, don't be a secret agent. All real estate agents, we all want to sell houses, but if we're nervous about putting ourselves out there, we're going to be a secret agent. And you're going to be the best agent that no one's ever heard of. So you have to do it. And you just kind of got to get over that, being nervous about that kind of stuff. The fortune is in the follow-up. I like all these little sayings because they're easy to remember. But Cody's right. I mean, there's a lady, I'll tell a couple of stories. There was a lady, I do realtor.com leads, and I pay for those. And they worked really well for me. But one lady that I've got under contract right now, she sent me a message. I followed up with her. And, she said, I'd love to see this house, but we're in California. We're not going to be able to come in town, whatever. I said, all right, well, I'll go set up an appointment today and do a video walkthrough if you want. She said, oh, that would be awesome. I said, cool. I went over, did the video walkthrough. We emailed back and forth a little bit. Then she kind of trailed off. Okay. So maybe 2 weeks later, I sent her an email and I said, hey, just checking in with you. I remember you said you're going to be in town soon. How are you enjoying Georgia? They're moving back in town to be with family. And she said, oh, yeah, thanks for emailing me. We actually been out driving around looking at houses, and we saw this one. Could you get us in this house today? And I said, absolutely. I set up an appointment. We went and saw the house. They put it under contract that day, cash offer over asking price, right? So what I didn't find out until later is I went to the inspection with them because I didn't know them very well. I don't usually go to inspections, but I decided to go this time. We went and we talked, and she said, yeah, I was talking to another agent. I've been talking to him off and on since last August. And, he just wasn't very responsive, and, he wouldn't get back with us very often. And, he's been sitting in his houses here and there. But, we had a connection with you, and you were really on the ball, and you got to us really quickly. And she said, he told me he was crushed that we went with another agent, but we just didn't really have a great connection with him. And I was like, what? I had no idea, but it's the fortune that is literally proof that the fortune is in the follow-up and being on the ball and being responsive. Because what I'm finding in my first year of real estate, I guess a little over a year, is that a lot of agents do not pick up their phone and do not make phone calls. And your phone is your biggest tool. So if you're texting, emailing, calling, trying to keep on track with everybody, you will make money. You will sell houses, but you cannot do it if you don't pick up the phone. Trying to think of any other stuff, but it's it really is consistency. And it's not, I guess some of the things that Cody mentioned, they're simple, but they're not easy, right? So commenting on someone's Facebook post is very simple. It's not easy because we're like, oh yeah, I'll just scroll past that. Or doing a community, setting up a community event might be a little bit more difficult. Maybe it's not so simple, but actually following through and doing it is the hard part. So it's really the behavior is the hardest part with all this stuff. I've found that connecting with people and getting past some of those early objections, I thought that was going to be the hardest part. People going like, well, how long have you been doing this? I've talked to another agent. They said, been doing it 25 years. Or, I thought going head to head and, fighting other real estate agents in negotiations was going to be the hard part. Or, finding comps or getting prices. The hard part for me was getting over myself and getting over my own walls that I'd put up and thinking, well, I can't do this if whatever. And really that was the hardest part. So I know we're talking about like some free marketing, but I think I don't know how to really frame this other than to say like market to yourself and tell yourself like abundance is everywhere. Literally it's everywhere. And there are lots of people selling a lot of houses and making a lot of money. Okay. You just have to reach out and grab it. And you have to decide for yourself if you want to do it. So if you make that decision, the hardest part is making that decision and doing something about it. So however you want to do it from a small picture details type situation, do it however you want, because there's a million different ways to do this business. And a million different personalities that do this business and are successful, so do it however you want, but you have to decide that you're going to do it and set your goal. What do you want to do? How much money do you want to make? How many houses do you want to sell? What kind of volume do you want to have? And then once you do that, then you could work backwards.
Yeah.
That's kind of all I got.
Man, I don't know if you can see it. I'm tearing up over here. That was gold. And you're spot on, Tim.
Thank you.
So, why am I getting emotional on a Zoom call? There's something I don't know. There's something in the house. I'm like, anyway.
Hey, also, I'll say this too. And I'm not here to blow smoke or anything, but Cody, you are literally the reason why I'm able to do all this. So I'm very thankful we had a chance to meet, and I'm not here to, but a lot of this, all the stuff I've learned is from you. So I'm thankful for you too. And all of this, y'all take what he's telling you and do it, because we can want to do it. We can think we should do it. We can, if you don't, you actually have to do something. And I'm talking to myself because I just didn't do what I needed to do. And really it took a while for me to get it, but Cody, Cody's telling you, if you do it, it'll work. Oh, last thing. People are going to use who they know, like, and trust. Okay? So if you're available wherever you are, church, be present somewhere, church, your gym, kids' baseball games, whatever. Be there and just be a good person. And I promise you, people will send you referrals.
More nuggets. All right, Alex, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap up. So take your liberty, Alex. Okay. Share some of the stuff that you've been doing recently, and even the post that you sent me yesterday was so good.
Okay, so I want to be able to eventually be in a place where I can call expireds and withdrawals and whatnot, but I don't have the money to buy programs like that, like Red X and Vulcan. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to dominate Facebook. I try to do daily posts every single day. It's not always about business. Sometimes I do my personal life. This way people can comment on the personal life. They can like it and they can relate to it, because they don't want to see just business nonstop, non-day, because then they think, I feel like they think you're like a robot or machine. So if you post some of your personal life, they can relate to that. They can start growing a connection, even if they don't necessarily send you messages and whatnot, but just comments alone. And like Cody said, the more they do stuff like that, the more they start seeing your feed. I try to tag my wife anytime it's me and her, because she has a sphere on Facebook that I don't know. So they start seeing my stuff as well. I always look at the market daily. That way, I'm up to speed if it's a buyer's market, if it's a seller's market, if it's a stable market, because that'll make a huge difference in how you price a house. Um, I think I added everyone right now on Facebook, if I'm not mistaken. That way they could just take a look at what I'm doing. That way they can get some ideas. Um, Getting ideas to post, that's the hardest thing. So a couple things I do on YouTube, I look up Tom Ferry, I look up Ricky Carruth. I look up Kevin Ward, see what they think, or not what they think. Well, yeah, it's the way they think. I look up their videos and I get ideas from there. I use a program called Canva, Canva.com. I recently just got Canva Pro. It's only $12.95 a month. You can edit stuff. It's kind of like what is it called? It's kind of like a Photoshop. They have pictures there. You can fix, do whatever you want to, put your logos on there. Or you can get pictures. Sometimes I'll go on the internet, just take a screenshot of something, put it on there, put the logo, and that's what I do. But I'm trying to do stuff daily. I eventually want to work to 3 times a day because that's what algorithms say, 3 times a day. Everyone starts seeing your things, but it's hard to come up with that stuff. I'm not gonna lie. So what I'm doing is just trying to buy that mind space right now, get my name out there, and hopefully in a couple months, 2-3 months, it starts paying for itself.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm doing right now. Oh, and
absolutely.
also expireds. Um, Anytime there's expireds, since I can't call them, since I don't have the tools right now, I'm sending out letters. I'm sending it 1 week. I was just introducing myself, let them know that their house was expired. The next week I'm doing is what I would do, how to market it and whatnot. And then the third one, I'm sending them a market update with the actual picture of the market from the MLS. And I haven't thought of a fourth one yet because I just started doing this. So, if anyone wants what I'm doing, I'd be more than happy to share. So far, I've had one call. The person says they don't want to list right now because of COVID, which is understandable. So I sent him handwritten thank you card for taking the time to call me back. And I literally just added his wife on Facebook while we were doing all this. So
That is so awesome.
Hey, Cody, can I add one thing?
Sure.
Okay, so Cody mentioned before that I like to reach out to the for sale by owner people. It's so sometimes they don't list their number and you got to kind of do some digging to try to find them. But I can't tell you how many people I called and got, oh yeah, we'll call you if we decide, or just a straight up no, or my listing specifically said realtors don't bother. I got so many no's. Well, then I called one, and every time I would talk to her, no joke, guys, we were on the phone for at least an hour. She was so chatty. I had everything lined up. I was going to list her house, and then she called a photographer that she liked to use in the past. Even though I'm a photographer, she just had a preference, wanted to use him. Called him, said, I only work with this agent specifically. We'll match the offer this girl's trying to give you. So she jumped ship and went with him. And then ended up having a terrible situation where the agent decided last minute they were moving to Italy and just straight up withdrew her listing and peaced out.
Wow.
So the first thing she did was, she knows Cody personally. The first thing she did was call Cody or text Cody and say, hey, I need to go back with you guys. And sure enough, Cody texted me. I called her immediately, and now I have an $849,000 listing from someone who I can't tell. We probably talked on the phone for 12 hours, and then she jumped ship. I mean, she would call me walking through Walmart. Hey, I just thought of this thing. Let's talk. And we just got to know each other, discovered that her actually ex-husband knew my husband. They worked together for years. So we realized what a small world. We know each other well. And she's ended up being a great person. She knows her listing is, a higher listing. It may not, it's specifically for the right kind of person. And she knows. And she was like, hey, you know what? If we don't sell by December, like, we'll just stay here. We'll just keep it. Like, no pressure. So it ended up being great. So everything everyone's saying about stay consistent, take the no's, is totally on point, because I have heard a gajillion no's and one yes. And it's totally worth the effort. One other thing I just wanted to mention really quick as far as reaching out to these people is, I used to be great at this, and then I kind of trailed off, and I need to pick it back up. I made a 3-fold brochure about how to be successful with listing your own home, and what are the right things to do, what are the wrong things to do, what are common mistakes. what do different terms mean when you get into contracts and things like that. And for sale by owners that I can't get on the phone or who consistently overpromise and underdeliver, I just mail it to them. So, I've got all of my contact information on the back of it, and then it's full of useful information. So I'm not another agent saying, hey, just let me list it for 1%. We'll get it sold. I promise I'm great, but I'm not giving them anything to believe that I'm great. Now I've given them useful information that I guarantee nobody else has given them. So I've been great about that in the past, and I need to pick it back up, but it's just another idea I had. And then I wanted to ask one question, Cody. If we do get a home buying seminar set up, is that something that we could market on the Anchor page to try to get more people viewing it? Or is that something we would need to market only on our individual pages?
No, we would 100% put that on the business page. And I would spend some of the brokerage's funds to boost that too, to generate some traffic.
Awesome.
If you want to do that.
That would be cool to get into. I might do some digging on it and see if it's something. I'm like Tim, I get nervous. Me and Tim started about the same time. And on a phone call, I'm great. Like, whatever. If I stumble over my words, no big deal. If I get a no, whatever, we'll try again tomorrow. But in person with my face on video, I get very nervous and I want to be successful. I want to seem like I'm the expert, and it's hard for me to get over that. But for everything in life, I feel like if it feels uncomfortable or hard, it's that much more worth doing, because something good will come of it. Either you're going to get over your fear or you're going to get some great business. So I would like to get into it and try it. That'll be awesome if you help us boost that. I'm going to mute now.
100%. I was going to say too, Stephanie, no one is going to grow unless you go through some sort of a pain point. That's going to be hard. And if it's easy, you're probably not growing. So if it's hard and you keep running up against things that are hard, I tell you what, you're growing, so all of that is awesome. Yes. And I agree. The video thing, I'm just like, I don't love the videos thing. And I know that it's valuable. I know that it's effective, but I'm just like, oh gosh, I'll just pick up the phone, but also you think about people aren't thinking about you as much as you're thinking about you. You know what I mean? They're thinking about themselves more than they're thinking about you.
Say that again.
People aren't thinking about you as much as you are thinking about you. You see a video of yourself and you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't shaved in 3 days. I look like I just woke up. I'm at the beach and blah, 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 or whatever it is, look at my shirt. Oh, look at that stain, whatever. How many times do you look at someone and you pick them apart as much as you pick yourself apart? Almost never, unless it's just a wild situation. But, people are thinking about themselves more than they're thinking about you. And that's another good marketing thing is ask questions. Cody, you might have said this, someone might have said this, but talk to your client and don't tell them. Don't tell them what you can do, because that's what every other realtor is going to do. Ask them about themselves. Ask them about their family. Ask them about, why are you moving to Cumming, or why are you moving here? Why are you moving there? Like, tell me about your family. Tell me about where you're from. Do your kids play sports? Are they in college? Whatever. When you ask questions, they're going to like you. You know what I mean? If you tell them about yourself and you spend the majority of the time that you're with them talking to them about you, they're going to be like, they're not even probably going to be able to realize, they're not going to realize it, but they're going to think, I don't know, I didn't really like that agent. They were just little, whatever. We just didn't have a good connection. So if you ask them about themselves, then they'll definitely, you'll have a better connection with them.
I just wanted to make a point that he's not with us, but we all know who he is. And it's not because he's any better or different than us. It's because we're constantly being told who that is and what they're doing and how they can help. And it's because they're doing all the things on this list. So if we all jump on the bandwagon too and do all of these things, our name will be the one that everybody knows, each of us individually. And I like that our brokerage works like a family, like we're a team. It doesn't matter how you're putting our logo out there or whose name is attached to it. People see that Anchor logo, and then it doesn't matter which one of us, whoever's name is attached to it, they're immediately going to know, oh, I can trust this person, because we've all been out there spreading the word, spreading the logo, letting people know, we are your experts. We are who you want to know. And I think that's my whole point of saying that is just, I text Cody the other day and was like, I was at Top Golf and I was like, you are not going to believe who's here. Are you freaking kidding me? You're everywhere. But it's because they do this list. I wouldn't know who that was if they weren't following the same things we just talked about. And even though it's time consuming, like it works and we can watch it work with the people who are doing it.
Stephanie, I had someone text me, a client text me a picture of your car and said, man, you guys are everywhere. So you're right.
That's what I mean. Yes. And even though it's your client, like they saw I have a wrap on my back window for people who don't know that's got the Anchor logo and all of my contact information. And people have texted Cody and have seen it. And it's great. I haven't had anyone call me from it yet, but the fact that your clients are seeing it and recognizing our logo, I sit in the parent pickup line at Blackburn every day, driving my billboard around. Like, even if Cindy got a client from someone seeing my Anchor thing, like, fantastic. Like, I'm so happy. I think that's everyone's goal on this team is just to spread the word about us as a group. And then, if everyone in our group is succeeding, if one person is succeeding, the others will too.
100%. If we all have an abundance mindset instead of a scarcity mindset too.